Welcome back. Well, Aussies planning on building their own home might need to rethink their budget.
Major changes to the National Construction Code are coming into effect today, and it's going to add thousands onto the final bill. For more, we're joined by OpenCorp's Cam McLellan. Cam, good morning to you. Talk us through these changes.
Yeah, the changes to the building code are regulatory changes to the residential building code. Now, when I think of any regulated changes, I'm always thinking, what's the affordability impact to everyday Australians? Now, the changes coming into effect in Victoria, they're getting rolled out incrementally across Australia. The changes coming into effect today in Victoria add about $15,000 to a base level build, as opposed to yesterday. Now, the type of changes that are coming in are ramps to stairways, wider doorways. You've got double glazing for efficiency in energy bills, which is great. Improving the environment's fantastic. But we need to make it more affordable for Australians to get into homes. We've got a massive housing shortage. Yeah, with the massive housing shortage, we've got the difference between the haves and have-nots is just getting greater. So people need to start thinking about other ways they can get into the market as opposed to the traditional owner-occupier.
Oh, this must make it prohibitive then. I mean, you're talking about $15,000 up front. It's got to be more and more as the bill.
These keep going on. So these changes are not a one-off change. These incremental changes are going to continue on. Now, if you think about supply and demand in Australia, the amount of population growth is the demand in Australia. The last 20 years, we've increased population by about 7 million people. Demand is going up, and the government said they're going to continue that on. Versus supply, today in 2024, we're 27% lower than the 10-year average for new home approvals. So we're not building enough even for what we've got now. So the reality is the cost of property is as cheap as it's ever going to be right now in Australia.
Wow, that is...
It's scary.
It's already so expensive.
It's scary. It really is.
The government want to build 1.2 million homes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's unlikely to happen.
Well, let's face it, has the government ever delivered on any promise they've ever made so far? So even if they could, the Housing Supply Council said we're going to go from around 100,000 homes short currently to 170,000. That is if they meet that criteria.
Right.
Now, the most they've ever built is 238,000 homes in 2022. So that's the best year they've ever done.
So if you can't build more, what's existing gets more expensive, and it goes into this never-ending cycle.
Correct. So people need to look at other ways to get into the market.
Like what?
Well, if you're thinking about, we've got half our clients over the last 20 years are from Sydney. Sydney's really expensive. So one client, Alex, she wanted to buy her own home in Sydney. Instead, we got her a property in Brisbane, in a suburb called Pollara, really good growth suburb. That was about $500,000 and is now worth just under $1 million. She can now take that money and buy her own home in Sydney. So you've just got to look at other ways to get into the market.
Yeah, you do a good job of it. Good on you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
Breaking news as we go to where fire investigators